this date in history, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and you are you. Today is Thursday, aka Friday, March 24th, 2023. Let's jump into the history today, shall we? Starting us off in 1379, we have the end of Gelder's War victory. Okay. So the end of that specific war and their victory or something. I don't know. That's worded weird. Very small article right there, too. We're going to jump on up into 1401. Timur attacked the city of Damascus, the second city of the Mamluk Empire. Though scholar and negotiator Ibn Khaldun's life was spared, the city was sacked and the Umayyad mosque was destroyed. Dang. Oh, well, it's war, man. We got the Union of the Crowns in 1603. Scottish King James VI, son of Mary, Queen of Scots, became King James I of England in succession to Elizabeth I, thus joining the English and Scottish crowns. Well, alright, look at that. I still think that Scotland should be its own little state, its own country, but yeah, as I said before, because of certain geopolitical reasons right now, that cannot be for the safety of the world, essentially. So, moving on up to 1603, Tokugawa Ieyasu was granted the title of shogun, officially establishing the Tokugawa shogunate, which would rule Japan until 1837. Whoa! So over 200 years. Good job there, adult toy head guy. So then we got 1629, the first game law passed in the American colonies by Virginia. So I wonder if that's like hunting, So, you don't want to hunt all the deer into extinction, because then what do you hunt after that? People? Anyway, 1721, Johann Sebastian Bach dedicated his Brandenburg concertos to Christian Ludwig, Margrave of Brandenburg-Schwedt. Alright. Moving on up to 1824, we got the first performance of Ludwig von Beethoven's Missa Solemnis in St. Petersburg. Alright, that's of course in Russia. In 1832, Mormon leader Joseph Smith was beaten, tarred, and feathered in Hiram, Ohio. Well, they should have done more. So, in 1853, anti-slavery newspaper The Provincial Freeman was first published in Windsor, Ontario, edited by Samuel Riggold Ward and Mary Ann Shadd Carey, the first black woman publisher in North America. Wow, nice. All the way back in 1853. That's pretty progressive right there. We also have in 1882, German scientist Robert Koch discovered and described the tubercle bacillus, which caused tuberculosis, the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and established germ theory. Ooh. Wow. Yep, wash your hands, people. We got the Thracio Revolt in 1905, a group of Cretians dedicated to Crete's union with Greece, led by Eleutherios Venizelos, met at the village of Thraso and proclaimed a union in defiance of the great powers. Wow. Greek's history is rather tumultuous. I guess every history is actually tumultuous when you think about it. Moving on up to 1924, we got the first performance of Jean Sibelius' 7th Symphony in C at the Konsertflöjten in Stockholm. Okay. 1927, Cuban chess champion Jose Raul Capablanca won 33-day Grand Chess Tournament. Alright. Well, let's see here. What is this? We got the first religious services telecast in the U.S. occurred on this date in 1930 on W2XBS NYC. And 2 years later, 1932, the first U.S. radio broadcast from a moving train, Bell Baker WABC from MD, Maryland, I think. So, it doesn't stand for midriff. But that's interesting. Who's broadcasting from a moving train? That's, 1934, Dmitri Shostakovich's Suite for Jazz Orchestra No. 1 premiered in Leningrad, Soviet Union. Yep. Right, that's before the Second World War, yeah, 1934. 1939, Wuthering Heights, film based on the Emily Bronte novel, directed by William Wyler and starring Meryl Oberon and Lawrence Oliver, premiered in Los Angeles. Alright. Cool, cool. Got some sports history. 1941, Glenn Miller began work on his first movie, Sun Valley Serenade, starring Sonja Henie and John Payne for 20th Century Fox. Cool. Got an execution in 1944, Ardeatine Massacre. Nazis led by SS officers Herbert Kappler, Erich Preblick, and Karl Haas executed 335 civilians and political prisoners in occupied Rome in retaliation for the previous day's Via Rasella bombing that killed 33 Germans. Yikes. Eye for an eye, guys, you know? So, well, this is interesting. I think I actually saw a video about this not too long ago, actually. 1944, Royal Air Force rear gunner Nicholas Alchemade survived a jump from his Lancaster bomber 18,000 feet over Germany without a parachute. His fall was broken by pine trees and soft snow, suffered only a sprained leg. You lucky son of a gun. That's not the video I was thinking of. No, it was about someone who, the tail gunner, survived after the tail got shot off the plane, and the plane, I think the plane went down, but the tail gunner, somehow survived the fall within the tail. So, moving on up to 1945, 365 days later, Allied generals Dwight D. Eisenhower, Bernard Montgomery, and Omar Bradley discussed advance in Germany. Yeah, Montgomery would be the last person who should be there, but I guess he needed a third person, and it was like, we can't bring in Patton, because of reasons and political crap, and as soon as politics get into war, everything goes to hell. 1945 as well, Operation Varsity, in the largest one-day airborne operation of all time, British, U.S., and Canadian paratroopers land east of the Rhine in northern Germany. Oh, wow. 2 years later, 1947, John D. Rockefeller Jr. donated New York City East River site to the UN. Oh, okay, so the what would later become, the United Nations building, that was donated by Rockefeller. Okay. All right, just more proof that, all these elitists and everything's like working hand in hand, and they're all conspiring with each other, and, yep. And what is this? 1955, the first seagoing oil drill rig placed in service. So, all right. 1955, seagoing oil drill. 1955, seagoing oil drill rig. Let's take a look at this. Images. All right. So this is the very first oil rig. All right. Awesome. All right. I always wondered when oil rigs start getting put up, and now I know. 1955 as well. Tennessee Williams Cat on a hot tin roof opened for 694 performances. All right. That sounds like one hot cat. Oh. I almost said the other word for cat, but feline. Nope, not that one. The one that starts with a P. 1958, Elvis Presley joined the U.S. Army. His serial number was 533100761. Yep, as I spoke about, I believe, yesterday. Like, a lot of people, famous people have served in the military. And I'm not talking about, presidents and stuff, who've served before and then became famous. No, I'm talking about, Elvis Presley. There's been a couple baseball players. That one football player, what was his name? Pat Tillman? Right? Hold on a second. Pat Tillman. Yes. This guy unfortunately lost his life, fighting, the war on terror in Iraq. But he gave up, an illustrious life, to do what he believed was right. So Pat Tillman, people like him are the true heroes of this world, not just of the United States, of the world. Standing up for what you believe is right, throwing away everything. It's attitudes like that which allowed this country to exist in the beginning. A lot of the founding fathers, people don't realize, they were wealthy. They had a lot to lose, and a lot of them lost a lot, if not all, including family members, marriages, jobs, land, wealth, you name it. People laid down their, everything, beyond their lives for what they believe was right, and to see all of it slowly going into vain, with everything, it's just absolutely disgusting. People have got to start, realizing what people have sacrificed in order for us to have what we have today. So, Moving on up to 1959, the Party of the African Federation, PFA, was launched by Leopold Sédar Senghor and Modibo Keïta. He was a poet and first president of Senegal. Alright. We got 1962, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards performed as Little Blue Boy and Blue Boys. Okay. But does he have the move like Jagger? That's the thing. 1964, the Kennedy $50 was issued. I have a couple of those. So. Then we also have a boxing title fight in 1975. Muhammad Ali technically knocks out Chuck Wepner in 15 rounds for heavyweight boxing title. Yep. 1975 as well, we got a music concert in New Orleans. Rhythm and blues piano player Professor Longhair with the Meters performed a record release party for Paul McCartney and Wings' Venus and Mars aboard the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. Hey, that's out here. I've been on that ship a couple of times. Got a coup d'etat in 1976. Argentine President Isabel Martinez de Perón was deposed in a military coup headed by Jorge Rafael Videla. We got the Tony Awards in 1977. Lily Tomlin was the first woman to appear solo in a Broadway show in appearing nightly. Special Tony Award of 1977. All right. Got some sports history. 1979, 10 rebounds and 10 assists as the Spartans cruised to a 101-67 by Pennsylvania, Michigan State's Earvin Magic Johnson registered triple-double, 29 points. Well, all right, that's his actual name, Earvin. Magic Johnson's real first name is Earvin. I never, I knew Magic was his actual first name, but I never thought to look at his actual name. Earvin Johnson. Huh. Well, look at that. Anyway, we got cricket history here. 1979, first appearance as Australian cricket captain for Kim Hughes. Cracking, mate. Then we got the Iranian hostage the Iran hostage crisis in 1980. ABC's nightly Iran hostage crisis program renamed Nightline. All right. So, Nightline NBC, there you go. Got some more sports history. 1985, we got the third straight WTA Tour Championship for tennis legend Martina Navratilova. Defeated Helena Sukoga 6-3, 7-5, 6-4 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Got the 58th Academy Awards in 1986. Out of Africa, William Hurt and Geraldine Page won. All right. 1986, Men's International Professional Tennis Council announced Jimmy Connors' 10-week suspension and $20,000 fine for storming off the court after defaulting against Ivan Lendl at Boca Raton, Florida in February. Wow. Yeah, don't get all pissy, It's just a game. 1987, first Soul Train Music Awards, Janet Jackson, Luther Vandross won. All right. Film and TV history here. 1989, NBC rebroadcasted Mary Martin and Sorrel Richards' 1960 version of Peter Pan for the first time since 1973. So that took, 16 years? Well, hold on a second. 73 to 83 is 10. And then 6 more, so yeah, 16 years. If my math is correct. Maybe I still stupided. But anyway, moving on up to 1991, we have Ayrton Senna won the Brazilian Grand Prix for the first time at Interlagos, Sao Paulo. Cool. Got some WrestleMania here, 1991, WrestleMania 7 in LA Memorial Sports Arena, California. Hulk Hogan defeated Sergeant Slaughter for WWF Heavyweight title. Oh yeah! Snap into a Slim Jim. We got the Academy Awards, the 69th Academy Awards to be precise, on this date in 1997. The English Patient, Geoffrey Rush, and Frances McDormand won. Alright. The Matrix, 1999. The film, written and directed by the Wachowski brothers, who were brothers at the time, and now they're just mangled messes of what they used to be, starring Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss, premiered. All right, good old Morpheus right here, Lawrence Fishburne. 2002 got the 74th Academy Awards. A Beautiful Mind. Denzel Washington and Halle Berry won. Berry was the first woman of color or black female to win the Best Actress award. All right, cool. It took all the way until 2002? Wow. Well, at least I was alive during some history. Better late than never, though, 2005, U.S. version of The Office, created by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, developed by Greg Daniels and starring Steve Carell and John Krasinski, premiered on NBC. Yep. the office. 2006, Pope Benedict XVI added 15 men to the College of Cardinals in the first consistory of his pontificate. Okay, whatever the heck that means. I don't know what, like all this empire of mankind thing, 2010, the World Health Organization appoints Craig David as a goodwill ambassador against tuberculosis on World Tuberculosis Day. All right, yeah, be aware of tuberculosis. It got Arthur Morgan, never forget. Rest in peace, Arthur Morgan. Moving on up, 2015, NASA's Opportunity rover became the first to complete a Martian marathon. Oh, well, look at that. So 26 whatever miles. So, wow. So, hey, look at that. We got defeated by robots. 2016, Bosnian Serb politician Radovan Krajcek was found guilty of genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes during the 1995 Srebrenica massacre and sentenced to 40 years imprisonment. Why is that not execution? Crimes against humanity, genocide. This guy killed people, or ordered that people to be killed people. Well, speaking of people who ordered people to kill people, 2017, U.S. President Donald Trump and Republican Party forced to pull their attempt to repeal Affordable Care Act, aka ACA, aka Obamacare, after internal opposition. Yeah, they really want people to be dependent on big government. So, yep. All of this was just a stage and, show and dance in order to garner more support, push people towards Trump to really, that's all Trump is just a false idol. Because what better way to control the people who oppose you than to control the person that they flock to? So keep in mind, someone of his wealth, money, and influence, his power, his public notoriety, if he's not working with the powers that be, he'd get Epstein so quick. So, but nobody ever thinks about that. They just a bunch of NPCs, right, left and right. So, what is this? 2018, U.S. conducts its first ever drone strike against Qaeda militants in southern Libya. All right. Wow, we got a lot of interesting here. 2018 as well. Tens of thousands attended the March of Our Lives rallies held in Washington, D.C. and around the world to protest gun violence. Okay, well, you can protest it all you want. It won't stop unless you're armed. Until people have their own guns, bad people with guns will continue preying on, the people without. That's just the law of the land. That's how nature works. Moving on up to 2020, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ordered a 21-day lockdown for world's second most populous country of 1.3 billion people to deal with Kung Flu. And because of that, 2020 as well, Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, may you rest in peace, announced postponement of Tokyo 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games until summer of 2021 because of the worldwide Kung Flu pandemic. Yep. Alright, before we move on to the Burst and Death's audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish we had elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to say had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. Anyway, moving on in the burst, starting us off in 1188, we have Ferran, Count of Flanders, diddly-hoo-da-ho, son of Sancho I, born in Cumbria, Portugal, died in 1223. We also have John Harrison, 1693, was an English carpenter and clockmaker who invented the marine chronometer to calculate longitude while at sea, born in Fulby, Yorkshire, England. Ooh, well, look at that. The marine chronometer. So I guess yeah. A marine chronometer is a precision timepiece that is carried on a ship and employed in the determination of the ship's position by celestial navigation. It is used to determine longitude by comparing Greenwich Mean Time and the time at the current location found from observations or celestial bodies. Alright. So I'm going to add that into the underbar of the description after the show, as usual, the past couple of times. But that's pretty cool. We got Joseph Priestley, 1733, English chemist, theologian, and author who discovered oxygen and carbonated water, born in Bristol, England. Huh. We also have Andrew Mellon, 1855, U.S. banker, Mellon Bank, industrialist, and Secretary of the Treasury from 1921 through 32, born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Huh. Harry Houdini. That's not his actual name. What was his real name? Eric Weiss. 1874, famous musician and escape artist, born in Budapest, Austria-Hungary. Yep. And he died in 1926, unfortunately, after somebody punched him in the gut. Thomas E. Dewey, 1902, Governor of New York and Republican presidential candidate in 1944 and 1948, born in Owosso, Michigan. Owosso. Owosso? Oh no. Owo? Oh god, why? We got Clyde Barrow, 1909, a U.S. bank robber and outlaw, Bonnie and Clyde, born in Ellis County, Texas. All right, we spoke about Bonnie earlier, and now we get to talk about Clyde. Joseph Barbera, Hanna-Barbera. We talked about Hanna the other day, 1911. U.S. animator and cartoonist Hanna-Barbera, Tom and Jerry, the Flintstones, born in Manhattan, New York, and died in 2006. We also have Dorothy Height. Didn't we just speak about her yesterday? Yeah, 4 days ago. She was her death day. Wow, she died 4 days before her birthday. That's a bummer. Born on this date in 1912, a U.S. civil rights and women's rights activist, National Council of Black Women. Born in Richmond, Virginia. Sorry, that's a word I'm culturally not allowed to say because of the color of my skin. So, yeah. If that's not racist, I don't know what is. 1927, German writer, born in, we got Martin Wessler, he's 96 today, he's a German writer, born in Wasserburg am Bodensee, Bodensee, alright, Bodensee, Sawalio. Steve McQueen, 1930, a U.S. actor called the King of Cool during the 1960s, The Magnificent Seven, and The Great Escape, born in Beech Grove, Indiana. Who else was born on this day? Alan Sugar, 76 today, born in 1947. Is an English computer manufacturer, Amstrad chairman / part owner, Tottenham Hotspur FC, football club, 1991 through 2001, and television celebrity, The Apprentice, born in London, England. Oh, he was on The Apprentice. That's interesting. Also have Pat Bradley, 1951. He's 72 today. He's a U.S. golfer, 6 LPGA major titles, U.S. Open 1981, born in Westford, Massachusetts. Huh, alright. Who else do we have today? The Undertaker. Actual name is Mark William Calloway. 58 today, happy birthday, born on this date in 1965, a U.S. professional wrestler born in Houston, Tejas. Alright. Jim Parsons. Oh, hey, it's Sheldon Cooper. 1973, he's 50 today. Wow, he's older than I thought. A U.S. actor in The Big Bang Theory, born in Houston, Texas. Wow, you're 50 years old and you're talking like this? Wow, you're such a dork. 1974, we have Allison Hennigan, 49 today. A U.S. actress, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and How I Met Your Mother, born in Washington, D.C. And we got Peyton Manning, 47th birthday today, born on this date in 1976, U.S. NFL quarterback, Super Bowl 2006 and 15, five-time NFL MVP, 14-time Pro Bowl, Indianapolis Colts, and Denver Broncos. Born in New Orleans, Louisiana. Oh, he's a Louisiana man. Oh. Got Jessica Chastain, 46 today, born in 1977, U.S. Academy Award-winning actress, Mama, The Help, and The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and film producer, born in Sacramento, California. Alright. And let's see, moving on into deaths. Starting us off in 809, we have Harun al-Rashid, Caliph of the Abbasid Empire, 786 through 809, died at the age of 44. Alright. Then we got Elizabeth I, 1603, Queen of England and Ireland from 1558 and 1603, and daughter of Henry VIII, and Anne Boleyn, died at the age of 69. Alright. Isn't she the one who killed Mary, Queen of Scots? I think so. We also got John Harrison, 1776, English carpenter and clockmaker who invented the marine chronometer to calculate longitude while at sea at 82. Didn't I just talk about this guy? Yeah. Okay. He was 83 on the dot. So, wow. Born and died on the same date. 83 years apart, of course. But, yeah, that's wild. Jules Verne, 1905, French writer known as the father of science fiction, Around the World in 80 Days, died at the age of 77. May you rest in peace. We also have Bernard Montgomery, 1976, first Viscount Alamein, British World War II Field Marshal, African Campaign and D-Day, as well as a World War I officer, died at the age of 88. Yeah, what an imbecile. Must have had his brains, rattled in the trenches. So, we also have Johan Cruyff, 2016, was a Dutch soccer player and coach. Ajax/Barcelona, died at 68. Albert Uderzo, 2020, French cartoonist and scriptwriter, Asterix comic books, died at the age of 92. Huh. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander, and you are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in some, weird, unusual, strange, odd news, notable events, weather, and sports, that's coming up later today at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Anyway, until you see us next time, until whenever, don't forget to look right and left at